Welcome back to Stories Untold, and we're up to Chapter 4, the last session. I'm Bexy from BEXY'S PC, and as soon as we're into the game, we'll start Chapter 4. So, final episode. Let's see what it has in store. Maybe it will explain some more of the story, or maybe it'll leave us hanging. And of course the good old intro.
I think that's enough of that for now.
God, I thought it crashed.
You're quite fond of this show, aren't you? Okay, come on. Let's get you down to the observation room.
Oh, nice. Now we're in hospital. Lovely. Obviously in a wheelchair.
This place must be starting to feel like home to you. Don't worry. Try and get you out of here eventually. Just in here. Okay, are we through in the next room? Just relax and we'll get started in a moment.
So, this is all after the events of what's happened with the alien orbs and all that?
Right, Mr. Aitions, now are you ready? Just hit record on the tape deck in front of you when you're ready. This is subject 12-19-86-23, new session entry. We have myself, Dr. Alexander, leading, and in a room we have our patient, Mr. James Aitions. As we know, James has recently recovered from a 2-week coma following his accident. In our last 3 sessions, James's attempts to recollect events of the accident seen him merging his memory with his imagination. These episodes have always ended in panic, and we've had to terminate the session abruptly. Let's try and do this one better, James. So when you're ready, let's bring this back. I know how difficult this must be, but you can do this. James, it's time to remember. Your mind, it's like a conscious black box. It can show you your memories. Look into it.
So is all this in my head, or is this really happening? Oh, I hate these things.
In your most recent episode, you recalled a false memory of a remote weather station. You were isolated from the rest of the world, locked inside your coma. We interacted with you daily, encouraging you to wake. Your family would do number puzzles with you. Anything really to bring you back. People needed answers, James. Do you remember?
I have another signal here for you, James. It's at 5610 FM. You can't miss it.
Okay, I guess we're back to this. Interesting. So are we in a coma, or has this really happened, or is it a cover-up? Hopefully we find out.
86 23 04. Type in the numbers, James. You gotta see this. This is 20F 12 19 86 23 04. Type in the numbers, James.
This is creepy.
This is 20F 12.
Let's just, we'll go away, okay. Code word report. Okay, what the? It's all sideways. Oh dear. Report a traffic accident. Walsall Police Department Road Traffic Accident Report File. Okay. That's all that's in here. Okay. Zoom in. Right, report a traffic accident. Number of vehicles 2. Data, that explains the cars we saw that were smashed out in the snow. 23rd 86 at 10:05 p.m. Pleasant Hill Forest Road. 20F fatal accident. Okay. Driver, I can't read that. James Aitions. Does it say? I can't read that either. I'm going to have to zoom in some more until we can see it. Ah, injured. Okay, well, good on the deceased. License number there. We don't need to read that out. Okay, driver's radio, City Walsall. So what does this tell us? Oh dear. The other driver was deceased. That's not good. Oh, hang on a minute, down the bottom. Accident description. Okay, accident description. Arrived on the scene to discover 2 cars that had been involved in a near head-on collision. Mr. Aitions found lying down outside his vehicle with head injuries. An ambulance was immediately called. His passenger was trapped in the vehicle in critical condition. From wounds sustained in the collision, the driver of the blue sedan, Mr. Hennings, was found dead on arrival. It was noticed that there was a strong smell of whiskey from the driver and an empty whiskey bottle on the passenger seat. Mr. Aitions was questioned on scene. He described an oncoming blue sedan being clearly out of control, which he swerved to avoid. Mr. Aitions' passenger was his sister. The driver of the blue sedan is an ex-police officer of 20 years. Okay, so which car had the empty whiskey in it? Although Mr. Aitions is describing the other car as out of control, so it may not have been us. We may not have caused the accident. Okay, so I'm just having a look here. So we've got line 1, 2 and 3 over here on the computer. Let's try and work out. The only thing I can see on here is there's fatal accident, empty whiskey, and is that out of control? We could try that. 20F fatal accident. 20F. Okay. Oh dear. Command it again. Oh my god, we got that right. That's incredible.
Find the signal, James. Listen to the voices.
More signals?
You have to face it, James. Finally.
7,000 FM.
It's not like him, at all. I've worked with Officer Hennings for 6 years and not once have we even talked about alcohol. Drunk driving. He was a father, a husband, he was fine. No way he calls this. It's him, this Haitian guy. He's got something to hide.
Oh, okay. This is interesting again. Doesn't make sense to me. No, I suppose it doesn't. Doesn't make sense to me. I don't know what's going on here. So, apparently we were in a coma. You step out into the hospital ward, only it seems abandoned. I didn't get to read all of that. That popped up really quick, didn't it? All of your episodes are recorded to tape. This is the 4th. Sometimes they make you watch your past sessions to see what really happened. Look at the video recorder. Fantastically 80s. You tense up, someone else is here. Did we try playing the tape recorder? Ooh, can we ring the fire alarm? It certainly feels like an emergency. Clicking on this, didn't I? They're unlocked. They're unlocked. Ooh.
He has quite an imagination, Mr. Aition. I guess it's from the shows he's been watching. This time he described an A&E visit as a government conspiracy or some sort of lab. It's interesting stuff, and it's obviously pure fiction. But I guess it's just his way of coping for now. We'll see how we progress in future sessions.
Now, I'm still not sure what's going on here. Are we in a coma? Was it an accident? Or is it all a cover-up? Did that door... I don't remember that door opening. You grab the keys from the table. They weigh heavy in your hand. Look at the old computer. It's interesting because that computer looks like one we used in one of our so-called episodes. You wash your hands? You wash your hands, but in this place it feels pointless. And you get an achievement. An achievement for washing your hands. That's great. This door is... Okay, so the doors I clicked on did open? No, those ones didn't. Oh, it's the exit. Should we go in here or should we keep going? We should keep looking around before we go into rooms. Can I wash my hands again? No. You only got a glimpse of the room. You guess that's why there is no details in here. Oh, okay. You spent most waking moments in here. The only video they have, some horror compilation. Utter trash. I can't get round to the TV, it looks like. It's been blocked off. Damn shame. Can't put the TV on. But I want to watch it. Another door you never opened. You don't know what is in there. Oh dear, this place is big. Well, not really big, but bigger than I expected. Just wish there was a run button. We should be checking absolutely everything. Alright, we'll go back into this room. Not sure why this bed's turned over. This would have been Henning's bed. It's cold to the touch. Oh, that's nice and creepy. Thanks for the creepy noises, game. Just what I want. Oh! Didn't you see that?
We found him lying there sobbing while his sister died in the car next to him. While Hennings died next to him. What the fuck was he thinking? She was still alive when we got to her. If he'd have done something, they could all still be here.
That sounded like the guy that was in the weather station, whether it be a real or fake weather station. Okay, I don't see anything in here. Okay, so we're looking for these tapes, obviously. So I'll go back to this room down here, because we found the tape in there. And these doors didn't open because that was the exit. We found a tape in there. So, is there one in here? Oh, they're hard to see, I mean.
Today was the first session with Mr. James Aition, although I fear it will certainly not be his last. When asked about events that have happened in the past, he confused fact and fiction and told us a story about a computer game that was talking to him. I think he was back at his own house, his mum and dad's house, and he always talked about a room with a red X, one he couldn't get in. I don't know what any of this means or what it's got to do with the accident, but I guess some more sessions will maybe reveal that. We're going to try again tomorrow.
Well, it doesn't look like there's any tapes in here. The waiting area is dark, but you feel a presence right behind you. So I turn around. Haha! Typical me. Can't go in there either. Now see, I really shouldn't play these games when I'm home by myself. Ah, someone breathes on your neck standing over you. Cut that out, game. You feel dread in the pit of your stomach. Alright, I'm not going that way yet then. Locked. Looks like that's locked as well. Now, I'm just going to keep looking around for these tapes at the moment, avoiding the inevitable creepiness that is there. Oh, I really don't like being it's just in a hospital by yourself. Tape!
You honestly believe that Hennings was drunk at the wheel and not this little shit? If he wakes up, when he wakes up, I want answers. Until then, you handle it. You write it up. I'm out.
Okay. Let's go the creepy way. Wow, that's bright. I can't see where I'm supposed to be going. Oh.
Okay, we have a 22-year-old male just brought in from a vehicle collision. He was awake and mobile at the scene, but collapsed on arrival to the emergency ward. The other passengers died in the accident. I'm getting no pulse. Prepare for defib. Amp charge full to 10 and give me 100 joules. Come on, 100 joules. Charging up full to 10.
100 joules. 100 joules. What could give 100 joules? What says it on the screen there? I wonder if we can die in this game if we just sat here. Whoops.
Can we get this on the screen, please?
Ooh. It's a TV.
Come on,
That's
100
creepy.
joules. Charging up full to 10.
Oh, I had that on.
Clear. No reaction from first stage. Let's try higher. 200 joules. Keep the amp charged to 10. $200. Keep the charge at 10. Let's go. Clear.
What's happening? Lovely.
Okay, we have a reaction of some sort here, a weak signal. Let's keep going. Increase again. 360, charge full. Come on, 360, hurry.
Ooh. Stopped right on.
Clear. Well, would you look at that? It seems we have a pulse. Rhythm is stable. We need to run an X-ray right away.
And an X-ray. Okay. So if I turn all this...
Where are we with that X-ray? Let's get it going now, please.
Alright, alright. It's funny, we're working on ourselves. It's like, oh, well, we'll just defib ourselves. Give me the paddles. It's rather funny, isn't it? I think this is more like what we're remembering than anything else.
Looks like an intracerebral hemorrhage. We need to drain this now to relieve pressure. Prepare for trepanation. Switch on a drill, please.
Oh, do I have to? It sounds wrong.
The drill, please.
Oh, this is almost like all those memories. I get it.
Mr. Aition, you've made excellent progress. You're doing great. We need you to stay calm and try to relax while we go through these next steps.
That's
We're going to
awful.
attempt to alleviate some of this discomfort.
Yeah, I didn't like that. Ooh. Back in the house abandoned. That was rather horrific. I didn't like that too much. Not much to say, except it's interesting to see that everything that's happened is coming through as memories now of what actually may have happened, which I kind of like the way they've done that. It makes more sense than everything that's happened in the past episodes. Okay, so let's go. Not only is tonight New Year's Eve, but tomorrow you leave on a 6-month trip abroad with friends. Mum, Dad and your sister Jennifer have decided to throw a party to celebrate it all. The house is full. You're in the living room, and as usual, you don't recognise the soul. That's interesting too. Your sister's room, you find out that she died. And your sister's room, when you tried to access it in the first chapter, the second time round, when everything had gone really, disturbing, the door was blocked off. You couldn't go in. So now we're making some sense of what had happened. Alright, so Let's go to the look around and all that sort of stuff they like to do. The room is full of chatty strangers, mostly friends of Mum and Dad. There is a door to the hall. The strangers. All friends of Mum and Dad. The youngest is probably twice your age. You exchange pleasantries, nod and smile, nod and smile. You push through the crowd into the hallway. Oh, okay. The hallway is as welcoming as ever, only this time the folks have put a great big banner up across the main wall. Half-finished drinks are abandoned on almost every horizontal surface. Stairs lead up, although the party is firmly downstairs. Okay. Same as ever, stairs, door to the living room, and door to the kitchen. I wonder if we can go into that door now. They say all the best parties are in the kitchen. The kitchen is full of people and loud. There are drinks and food on the table, and the party is in full swing. Dad has cooked a hog roast, which sits proudly on the table, although no one was eating it. Ooh, can we eat the roast? Maybe later. At least it's come back with an answer. Okay, so what else have we got? Look around. There is a utility room and writing on the wall. Also, Jen is here signalling you. Okay. Oops, I'm going to look at the writing. Sorry, I don't know what you're looking at. Just you about to head inside the utility room, Jen places her hand on your shoulder. You hug. You're going to miss each other. You thank her for the party. She asks if you're enjoying the party. What if we say no? You tell her you're not having fun. She frowns. Oh. She tells you to enjoy it anyway and to loosen up. She asks you to get her a drink. Okay, is there a drink in here? Sister. She speaks up over the din, asking you to get her a drink. Okay, can you just type in get drink? We're in the kitchen. You pour Jen a drink and one for yourself too. There's never an awkward silence with Jennifer. She always has a question. She asks if you had everything sorted for the big trip. Well, I guess so. I suppose you would. You tell her yes, that you have packed everything with plenty of room to spare. Another hug. Your family have really gone out of their way to make this trip happen for you. It might be what you need to get some perspective and maybe not fuck up so much. Lovely. She's going to miss you. You are going to miss her. She walks away. Jen has disappeared into the crowd. You're left standing, nodding and smiling at the approving faces. There is so much to do for this move. Can't mess it up. But first, a drink. Okay? Drink. Drink. You pour and down another drink. Anything to move the night along. Oh, no. No, see, now we shouldn't have done that. See, we shouldn't have drank. That's naughty. I wonder if that's going to cause us problems later on because the driver was drinking. Okay. Alright, let's go to the utility room. You open the door and peer in. You're never allowed in here normally. This is where Dad keeps his fine wines and whiskies. Ceiling to floor racks a collector, although he does actually drink them too. There is a bottle with a ribbon around it and a card. Ooh. Look. Not loon. Look. Card. You pick up the whiskey and the card. It's your dad's handwriting. Son, we're so proud of you and everything you've achieved. You've earned this. It's a bottle of 25-year-old double malt. You shouldn't really, but you have to try it. With your whiskey in hand, you take in the room around you. There must be hundreds, no thousands of pounds worth of drinks in here. You really must thank your dad for the whiskey. Okay. Can we drop the whiskey? Okay. So we're gonna thank Dad. Okay. So If I type exit, do we go back to the kitchen? You head back into the kitchen, clutching your new best friend. Oh, really? You stumble out of the utility room and back into the kitchen. This is one strong whiskey. You take another swig, give the thumbs up to Dad across the room. He nods and winks. He's young looking for his age. Hopefully you'll have the same luck. Can we talk to Dad? He tells you he's proud of you and to go easy tonight. Early flight tomorrow. Okay, can I read that writing on the wall? No. Very strange, isn't it? Because it says... Oh, okay. No, I just have to... Okay. You go back out to the hallway. Oh, I like the way exit works now. A few bumps and laughs on the way through and you make it to the hall. You stop dead in your tracks. It's Jen, covered in blood. Oh, goodness me, what in the heck happened there? Talk to Jen. She's staring straight at you. No one else notices. Blood is dripping down her face. It's mixing with tears. Help, Jen. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Oh, it's in big letters up the top there too. Okay, so this is memories. This is not very nice because I know that the car accident killed his sister. And it looks to me like now he's the one drinking, so that's not good. Let's type X. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Okay, go to... hall, isn't it? No, I'm in the hall. Living room. Okay. Look at Jen again. Okay, I guess not. Oh! I finally got to look at Jen. Still reckon you gotta help Jen.
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
We tried our best, Mrs. Aitions, but her injuries were too severe.
Oh dear.
No, I don't understand. I was just talking to her.
I'm afraid Jennifer passed away before we could get to her in surgery. We did the best we could. I am so sorry.
Where is she? Let me see her.
Please, Mrs. Aitions, take a seat.
Oh dear.
I don't want to take a seat. Let me talk to her. Now.
I'll arrange for you to see her. In the meantime, James is in recovery. He's stable for now.
I don't want to see him.
That's creepy. She doesn't want to see me. That's probably got something to do with it. Me drinking. You are standing in the hallway. Something has stopped you in your tracks. While searching your mind, your sister interrupts. She waves her hand in front of you and asks if you can drive her home. You still feel out of sorts. Those words echo. No. Oh. Okay. You drive. Okay. Alright, we're gonna go to the living room, aren't we? Living room? You're sure your keys are in the living room? Well, I don't want the keys. The living room has much more relaxed atmosphere compared to the kitchen. Various kids are sat on the chair having civilised conversations. There's a coffee table in the middle of the room. Your mum was pouring a drink at the drinks cabinet. About to talk to Mum. Tears immediately start to appear in her eyes. My son, off to America. She gives you a hug. Alright, hug Mum. Okay, drinks. Your mum's collection of wines and spirits. Definitely no keys in here. Ah, can I go look? Coffee. Yes, we're looking at the coats. You search through all the jackets and coats until you find yours. Aha! Car keys in the pocket. You grab both. Drop keys. Throw keys. Give keys to Tim. Oh dear. exit. Keys in hand, you head back out to the hall. Alright. Jen thanks you for helping her out. She has work in the morning and no one else is any fit state to drive. You can handle it though. You know the road like the back of your hand, don't you? No. Can I go upstairs still? You can do that once you've given Jen her ride home. Oh, I should probably go upstairs before then. I didn't realise that. Go inside. Am I? Jen is standing by the front door, all ready to go. Let's see if we can give the keys to someone else. Jen yells, hurry up in your direction. To Jen. She thanks you for taking you home? I think it was meant to be her home, even if it has taken you ages to find your keys. Keys. Oh. The cold air hits you. You are glad you have your jacket with you. There is a dusting of snow around you as you step down the porch. The yard extends around the back of the house and the car sits in front of the house. Go inside. Just get Jen home, then you can get back to the party. No, we've been drinking. That can't be good. Give Jen keys. Okay, it's clearly not going to let me get out of doing this. This is crazy. You should be able to have a choice, you know, and it changes what happens. Like, if you decide to get in the car, then the bad outcome. If you decide not to, then you should have a good outcome. But it doesn't look like there's any good outcome here, because I've tried everything to get rid of the keys, go back in the house, and it's just not going to work. You fumble with the car handle, confused, until Jen tells you maybe use the key in your hand. Use key. Fumbling with the car keys, you eventually get the door open and climb inside. The car is freezing. As you fumble around with your seatbelt, your system opens up the car glove box and hands you a note and a key that was inside. She tells you it's for when you return. Look. Note. The note is from your dad and reads, "Hi son, hope you're enjoying your break. You'll need to fire up the generator around back to get the power and lights on. Also, found something in the attic for you. It's in your room. Enjoy." That is the first thing that happened when we came in and typed on the computer. We had to go around the back, turn on the generator, come inside and turn on the computer. The car is freezing. Both you and Jen have your seatbelts on and are ready to go. It's time to go. Get out of car. Okay. Open door. Jennifer is getting impatient. If you value your life, you had better get her home first. No, I don't want to drive. Give Jen keys. Leave. Oh. Jennifer is getting impatient. So it's just not. It's going to just make me do it anyway. Okay. Use key. It takes a number of attempts, but eventually slot the key in the ignition. Remove key. Nope. Turn. See, I don't like this. This is really not good. Turn key. You turn the key in the ignition and the car rolls to life. Open door. Turn off car. You try to turn off the already running engine. You try to turn the already running engine on again. Oh, I said turn off. Okay. Get key. What about the other key? Look, key. 2 keys. One for the car and now one for the front door. Handy for later, maybe. Alrighty. So, do we drive? car squeals but stays stationary. Jen suggests releasing the brake, giving you a wide-eyed stare. That's rather funny, but if you've been drinking, I suppose you might do something stupid like that. So, turn off brake. Okay, it doesn't understand. Release brake. Seems the other way I can think. Release brake. You very hesitantly release the handbrake. To Jen. She stares, really. Move. If Jen keys. Alright, let's drive. You put the car in gear and pull out the driveway. Like a first time driver. I am driving very drunk on the road towards the town where your sister stays. Jen started dozing off as soon as the journey got going. This shouldn't take long. You come to a junction. Is it left or right? You can't remember. She seems startled by both your erratic driving and inability to remember the way to her house. You don't want to, but you had better ask Jen. Okay, ask for directions. She grunts and throws her arm to the left. It's left, of course, it's left. Go right. She starts to turn startled and grabs the wheel. It's left, not right. Confident that you're on the right road now, you loosen up and put your foot down on the accelerator. You feel powerful as the engine roars at your command. Jen sits up in her chair and clutches your arm. She asks you to slow down. Okay. Speed. I went faster, didn't I?
You're all over the place, James. Pull over.
Jen is hitting your arm and yelling at you, crazy, sister. Strange, there's a set of headlights coming directly at you, but really slow, like slow motion. You try to react, but your body isn't responding. There's nothing you can do to stop this. There's no way to control it. The lights merge with your car. The outside joins the inside.
James,
the whole world around you begins to scream.
James!
Oh,
It was at this
that's a
very
good
moment,
effect.
wasn't it, James? The moment you lost it all. Your sister, your parents, yourself. And then you made it worse. Go on. Show us what you did.
You wake up in the car, your wheel is upside down. Your seatbelt struggles against gravity trying to hold you in your seat. An impact onto another car has torn a hole in the chassis. Poisonous fumes spill into your car from the engine. You're in grave danger. You have to get out of here. Oh, I can't click you this time. Oh, can I see the screen a bit better? Seatbelt, okay. Undo the seat. Okay, don't understand. Okay. Remove seatbelt. You release yourself from the seat. Gravity takes over as you slump onto the roof of the car. The car is broken beyond repair. The windows are smashed and there is a wreckage all around you. You are both wearing your seatbelts. You have already taken off your seatbelt. Oh, saved your life. Help. Jen. You can't do anything for her right now. You need to help yourself. Alright. Get out. You squeeze through the wreckage and fall to your knees on the ground next to your vehicle. Every breath brings pain to your chest, your head is throbbing. A blue car has smashed into the passenger side of your car. Your life cannot be ruined by this. You're standing holding your whiskey and your dad's note. Flashing lights are approaching in the distance. Ooh, let's look at the lights, even though we know what they are. Oh, look. What car? The other blue car or yours? Blue. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Look, blue car. The hazard lights are blinking and fumes are rising from the engine. Through the smashed windows you can see the motionless driver. Alright, look, my car. There is no going home in this. The symbol and writing on the car are barely visible anymore. Look around. I always like to spell the basic things. A crash site. Smoke bellows from the crashed cars to the sky above. Exterior lights flickering on and off. Ooh. Look at the lights. Okay, so now I understand why we have flickering lights on these balls, because the lights were flickering on the car. There's a lot of things that start to piece things together from the previous episodes, such as the flickering lights, such as the horror flashbacks. You know, the fact that your sister's door was latched, the fact that you've got this imagination that you've dreamed up from being in a coma about aliens, and you've even put people like the guy that was talking to you at the hospital into the weather station. And is Jen's voice the sound of the lady that was in the other weather station in 2? It's possible. Alrighty, so I'm not sure what to do here at the moment. Look. Whiskey bottle. Your whiskey. The police cannot find you with this, okay? Throw whiskey. You can't just toss this away without thinking. They will find it and they will come to you. You just can't drop it either. You can't just drop it here. As soon as they find it, they'll ask questions. Okay, might as well just drink the whiskey then. Come on, James. If you drink this now, you are going to get what's coming to you. Look. Other driver. The hazard lights are blinking. No. Look. Oh dear. Look. Driver. It's an older man. His body is slumped and his face is bloodied. Help, driver? He's dead, James. No, he's dead, Jim. He can't be helped. But he might still be able to help you. Whiskey. Well, that's not smart thinking, James, is it? They will eventually find it there and will link it to you. Whoa, what's going on with these lights? Without putting the whiskey back in the car. Whiskey in the car. What good is pouring it out here going to do, James? You still have the bottle. Okay, put in the other guy's car. That's really deviant. I don't like that. What good is pouring it out here? Oh, hang on. I didn't put whiskey. That's okay. We'll try the other car. Put whiskey. With the lights approaching close to you, you begin to hear the thrill of the sirens. You simply cannot go to jail for this. You clean the bottle to remove your connection with the whiskey. You then very deliberately spill the remainder of the bottle's contents on the driver, and you toss incriminating evidence into his passenger seat. A circle of flashing lights surround you, illuminating the crash site in the darkness. Behind them, an army of people, all staring. One figure steps out, a silhouette, and walks towards you. So this is like the alien crash site, like when you crash as an alien. That's more linking to the other episodes. It's really well done. Very well done. I actually started recording this earlier than I intended, because I wanted to finish it and see what's happening. It was on my mind, and I'm like, I really want to know what's going on. And now we're getting to the bottom of it. Okay, so look, figure, as we did last time. The silhouette is a police officer and in uniform. He beckons you to approach. Alright, go to figure. As you approach the man, the pulsating lights around you get dimmer and dimmer, while the pain in your head increases. You fall to the ground at his feet.
I know you're tearing yourself apart over it, but no matter what you keep telling yourself, you have to listen to me. That accident, that poor man, me. you have to remember. It was all your fault. I know what you did. How you left me there to protect yourself.
No, I tried to help you.
Planting evidence on some poor man.
I didn't want to do
You went
that.
head first into that officer and you wrecked all of our lives. And then you couldn't even take responsibility. You did the right thing for you and no one else. Save yourself. Only it was wrong, wasn't it? Look at you now. Utterly consumed by it.
Oh, I don't like this. It's all dark and
Say it,
horrible.
James.
Oh, I don't like this at all. This is creepy.
Say it. Tell them. Listen to yourself.
It has to end, James.
Come on, I want to watch this video.
Do you not understand?
I want to watch this video. Come on, let me watch it. Come on. I want to watch it. I reckon this would make a cool movie.
This episode you're having must come to an end.
Stupid ball thing. Go away.
Make it stop. Make it stop. Do you remember?
No. Creepy ball thing. So we'll be able to go anywhere.
Stop the session, Mr. Aition.
No. Alright. Where's the ball?
Let's go back to where we started.
Okay, the camera. Sometimes make you watch your past sessions to see what really happened. Yes, we know that. We saw that.
Put an end to this nightmare.
Yes, I can't look at the back of you. You follow me everywhere. One of those creepy pictures that follow you.
We can do this, James. We can let go. Well, I think we've made progress today, Mr. Aition. I guess we should tell the police what you've told us. Although I don't suspect it'll take you anywhere. I think you'll be with us for quite some time. Come on, let's get you back to your shows. I'll see you tomorrow.
Wow, look at that. So it was all in your head from the start. Now normally I don't like TV shows that, you know, someone wakes up at the end, but this was done really quite well with linking your imagination to what really happened. So it sort of in a way wasn't just all in your head, part of it had actually happened. And finding out it was your fault was really quite interesting. The similarities between what had actually happened and obviously what had happened in the episodes were very well intertwined together. The connections between what you typed on the computer in the first episode and what you typed in this episode were very well linked. And I couldn't understand from episode 2 to 3 what the first episode was about, whether it was the same person or if it was just another story. And this one just links everything together, which is fantastic. So that's it for Stories Untold. I really quite enjoyed that. I would love to see more of these made, to be honest. It'd be really good if they had, you know, a second or third one of these with another story like this, because this just reminds me of the days when I used to watch things like The Twilight Zone and The Outer Limits and various shows like that, or even now we've got Black Mirror and the new one, I can't think of the name at the moment, on is it Netflix? Anyway, I quite enjoyed that, and I hope you enjoyed going through it with me. This episode, it's interesting now we've got like a session 1 to 4 videos here of what happens, what the sessions were like. It would have been really good if you could actually watch the sessions of what happened instead of being obviously in your own mind, but I guess we have to leave that to the imagination. Alrighty, thank you for watching. If you liked the video, give us a like. If you want to see more of what my channel creates, please subscribe. If you'd like to support us, give a click to the Patreon link in the video description. We'd really appreciate that. We are a new channel, and obviously we've got a lot to learn, but we're trying to give a variety out, such as gameplay, hardware. I like a lot of the old MIDI devices, so we'll be doing some of those in future more. And that's it for the video. This is BEXY. Bye.